Hi folks, I'm Jason and this is my daily vlog called Living with CMT. I hope you enjoy. Hi folks, it's Sunday evening and I've got a couple of things to show you. First of all, you're going to see them in two separate things because I'm going to turn the camera around. So I'm going to pause it now, but I've got two things to show you. The first thing is yesterday when I did my vlog, I showed you that I did a unboxing of a geek box. And there was a figure in there which was in a box and I never showed it you. Well, this is that figure. And it's a little tiny Funko bobblehead of one of the characters out of Thor Ragnarok. And obviously it's Hulk, which I think says he's a bobblehead. Like I say, he's a bobblehead. And he goes up here with the rest of my figures. I'll put him there. Now the second thing I'm going to show you, again I'm going to pause it for a minute and then I'm going to turn the screen around and you can see it properly. Now, anybody who watched my Christmas videos will remember this because this is the collection of the coins which were in the Advent calendar. Now, I was looking at them earlier on and we were deciding to take them out and put them in a tub because the box was taking up too much room when I found something absolutely fantastic. As I took the outer layer off the Advent calendar, which was all cardboard, this was inside it. And what I didn't realise is that if you move it slightly like that, it actually folds into its own folder. All the coins go in a folder, and then if you have a look on the back, there's information about it there. There's the Marvel logo there, sorry, and there's also that there. So not only is it an Advent calendar, but it turns into a collectible folder of Marvel coins. Now, my friend has had the Star Wars one, and I've had to tell him about it, because I only found out by accident. Just look how cool that looks. And my mum, who collected the Disney one, I've had to tell her about it as well. So they're both really excited about it, and it's definitely worth getting, because like I said, not only do you get the thing, but you've actually got all the coins in a collectible case. So none of the coins will fall out, are they? Which is even better. But yeah, there you go. Superb. Evening again folks. Like I said before, it's Sunday evening. I've not done a lot today. We've mainly done stuff to do with basically putting away all the rest of the Christmas stuff that was still down, because we still had some ornaments and some bits and bobs that needed putting away. Deb's been sorting that out most of the day. I've still got a really bad back, but I'm going to try and get over it because we're going out again tomorrow and I'm going to try and walk it off. Yeah, it was a real surprise, as you can see from the first couple of videos. The second one especially, I just could not believe that it was in its own collectible folder inside this Advent calendar. I thought that was really, really unique. I thought it was really clever, something that I didn't see coming. Like I said, I thought I was going to be throwing all the cardboard away and putting the coins in a separate little box, but when I saw they were in its own collectible folder, you know, well worth the money. And you bear in mind that it only cost £60, and £60 for 24 silver-plated coins, well, 23 silver-plated and 1 silver itself. You know, it's not bad at all. Last night I did my video early. I knew I was going to anyway, and I decided to retire to bed, but I didn't go sleep. I watched about 6 episodes of my box set of the 2 Ronnies. Now, a lot of the jokes in it are dated, a lot of them, you know, it's really old, but I love it. I absolutely love it because it's a shot at a bygone era. You know, we don't get comedy like that no more. We don't get entertainment like that no more. A lot of the stuff they did wouldn't be allowed now because they did a thing where they called it the Fat Minstrel Show. And basically, it was basically them done up in the black and white minstrels with the boot polish on the face and all that sort of thing. Now, these days, people would scream racism, you know, and, oh, that's racist. You shouldn't have somebody blacking up like that, blah, blah, blah. But it was entertainment. It was really, really entertaining. And I remember a certain series I used to watch years ago called It Ain't Our Hot Mum. Now, It Ain't Our Hot Mum, I've got the box set of that. And in it, obviously, there is a white guy who's done up with black, you know, black boot polish to make him look like he's black, basically, he's coloured. And again, these days, that wouldn't be allowed because, you know, it's not done. You've got to have a coloured person playing a coloured part. You can't have a white person done up coloured. So, you know, I think we've lost something in the translation there. I think we've stopped being entertained and enjoying fun, which is a shame, really, because by and large, You know, we've got a very good history of humour in this country. You know, going all the way back years and years and years. You know, we've had some fantastic stuff. I mean, obviously, I can't go back to people like Max Miller and stuff like that and all that lot because I wasn't alive. And I think Will Hay was one as well, and some others that I didn't really. Obviously, they were before my time. But the ones I remember were, like I said, the two Ronnies, Morecambe and Wise, Little and Large. You know, these were comedians that could have you in hysterics. Russ Abbott, he was another one. Russ Abbott and his mad gang with, you know, Dustin G, Bella Emberg, and Les, what's his name? Can't remember his name now. He went on to host Family Fortunes, I think. Les. Sorry, mate, I've forgotten your name. I feel bad for that, actually, because I used to know him. Les Dennis. There you go. It's just come to me. Les Dennis and Dustin G. He was another one who passed away too soon, actually, Dustin G. But yeah, like I said, I went upstairs and I watched a lot of that. And I finished off by, I finished my book I was reading, which was The Red Machine. That's finished now. That's done, and I've rated that on Goodreads. Which reminds me, if ever you do want to join a really good book site, I recommend a site called Goodreads. It's all one word, Goodreads. And basically what you do, you go on there, you're making a profile, and you can literally list all the books that you ever want to read. And once you've read them, you can set yourself challenges, how many you want to read in a year, etc., etc. And then once you've read one, you can go on, you can cross it off, you can rate it, you can leave ratings for people so that they know what kind of books they're going to be reading. Well, anyway, I finished that one last night, and I've started a brilliant biography so far, and I've only read 52 pages of it, and that's the fantastic Richard Beckinsale. Again, another one that died way too soon. But what shocked me, because I seem to remember reading about, well, hearing about him passing away, but he's actually been dead 40 years. 41 this year. He died in 1978, if I've got my facts right. And he was only 31. 31 years old, and he died of a heart attack by the COVID. I think that's the gist. I can't remember because I've got to read the rest of his biography. But when you think at that 31, and he'd already kept us entertained by playing Godby in Porridge alongside the fantastic Ronnie Barker, who I won't hear a word said against. And when he played Alan in Rising Damp, again, opposite the fantastic Leonard Rossiter, I won't hear a word said against them either. He was absolutely superb actor. You know, and these are comedies that'll keep me laughing and going for the rest of my life. You know, I'll never get fed up of watching them, no chance. So I started on that biography, and temptation got the better of me because last night I managed to get hold of that Men in White Suits, which is the follow-on to The Red Machine. It's basically the Liverpool stories from the players in the 90s, and it's the follow-on again by Simon Hughes. And I was saying, to be honest with you, that it's a very, very interesting book. They're interesting books because not only do they look at the state of the club in the 80s and the camaraderie between the players, they also highlight the impossibilities of trying to get into that team because it was such a winning team. He didn't want to. None of the managers wanted to change it. So if you were coming in as a newbie, you really had to impress. And if you had one bad game or two bad games, you were on the bench, mate, and that was it. And you might even be dropped to the reserves. You know, and it's amazing because also in the 80s, you've got to remember that Liverpool was going through a massive change in culture because it went from being one of the most popular cities in the world in the 60s. You know, it was literally the cultural city of the world. Then Maggie Thatcher got her hands on it in the 80s and literally tore it to shreds. And that's where all the ridiculing of Liverpool comes from. People telling, you know, saying that they're all scallies and that they'd all nick everything and all this kind of thing. And all it was, this all started, the mentality did, from the fact that Maggie Thatcher tore the city to shreds. She took all the industry off it. She took all the jobs off people. She gave them no future, no prospects, no nothing. And when you read these books, they do talk about things like that. They talk about the differences in the culture. They talk about the way that it affected people and how it affected the mentality of everybody in Liverpool. And you've got to see, I mean, I've always been a Liverpool fan, so, you know, I've heard people taking the mick out of Liverpool people and saying, you know, they all nick things and all this kind of stuff. But then again, I was brought up in Stoke-on-Trent. I'm actually from Stoke-on-Trent. And to be honest with you, down there, the crime rate was unreal, mate. It was amazing. People were always having their houses burgled, the cars nicked. They were getting beaten up. They were getting mugged. You know, there was a load going on back then. Absolutely tons. I used to live in a place called Cobridge. And what Cobridge was famous for was its red light. His red light area. You couldn't go past the army barracks without prostitutes trying to pull cars over and, trying to, get them, take them away. And it's incredible. And I'll just tell you one quick story about my friend. I'm not going to mention his name, but he was walking down to Burslem with his mum, and he'd nipped into a shop to get something. And when he come out, there was a man trying to pull his mum. He went absolutely ballistic. He tried to grab this guy and pull him out of the car. He was going to rip him through the window. Yeah, he actually stopped. And because his mum was standing in this particular area, he thought that she was a prostitute and was trying to pick her up. Needless to say, my friend was not very happy. But yeah, this Men in White Suits, I'm looking forward to it because we had some fantastic players in the 90s. Although we didn't win any Premier League titles, we still won the FA Cup here and there, and we won Carling Cups and all sorts. Well, it won't call the Carling Cup, that was called something else. It's had more names than Mickey Mouse, that thing, as I tell you. But yeah, I like reading things like this because it does give you an insight into people and culture, because I don't just want to read stories. I don't want to read just fiction all the time. I write fiction, and at the moment I'm currently writing a fiction book and my life story, so that's interesting enough. I've already wrote about 40 pages, and I've only just left my first home. I see the football results were good for us today, to be honest with you, because yesterday Arsenal lost, and they were sort of trying to catch us up. West Ham beat them. I think it was Declan Rice who scored, I think. And today, Manchester United managed to beat one of our closest rivals, which is Spurs, because they were catching up with us as well. Now they're 9 points behind us. Man City play Wolves tomorrow, I think it's tomorrow. And if Man City win, then they'll still be 4 points behind us. So it's in Liverpool's hands. If we can keep on winning, and push it to the end, mate, I'll be well happy. Because if somebody had told us, coming up to the middle of January, we'd be 4 points clear of Man City, I'd have been absolutely ecstatic. Anyway, that's my video done for today. There's just one thing I want to ask before I go. What I started doing about 2 or 3 months ago was reading poems out on the blog. Now, I'm not sure if they were popular or not because nobody left me any feedback. Now, I'm thinking of starting doing it again. But is that what people want to see? Do they want to see me reading poems out? Do they not want to see me reading poems out? If you can please let me know, either underneath my video or comment on Facebook when I post my video on Facebook. I don't mind you commenting there. Let me know one way or the other. Do you want to see me read poems out? Because if you do, I'll do it. If you don't, I'll avoid it. Simple as. You all take care. Enjoy your Sunday night. And I'll do another video tomorrow. Thank you for watching my daily vlog. I hope it was informative and interesting. If you like what I'm doing, then you can subscribe to my channel by clicking there. And if you want to see exactly what I was talking about yesterday, you can look up there. Bye for now.